Hey, it's Patrick here. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're talking about pros and cons of driving Uber Eats. I'm going to start with the cons here. And first, let me start by saying that I have been driving Uber Eats for over a year. I am approaching 1,000 trips completed, so I've been doing this for quite a while. I've seen the app go through quite a bit of changes, and like I said, I've been out on the road for a long time. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons here. I have been doing delivery driving, as my main source of income for the past year. Like I said, I've recently been doing Grubhub a little bit. I have some more videos to come for Grubhub, so make sure you're subscribed for those. But like I said, I've been doing Uber Eats for a long time. So starting with the cons, I think I'll just start naming them off the top of my head here. So one con I can think of on Uber Eats is sometimes it can be a little bit unpredictable and a little bit inconsistent. So with Uber Eats, the thing is, I don't know if you're familiar with the structure of how it works or not, but basically you just have the app, you hit go online, and then you can start accepting orders from there. It depends on how close you are to the restaurant and how many drivers are out and how many people are ordering. These are all factors that will determine how much money you're making and how many orders you're getting as well. But sometimes it can be inconsistent, sometimes it can be pretty slow. You're gonna have to get a feel for the best times to drive and the best areas to drive in as well. That's a huge part of it. I have a few other Uber Eats tips and tricks videos and things like that. I'll put those in the description so you can check those out for sure. But yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit inconsistent, and not just with being slow versus fast as far as a lot of orders coming in, but also one thing that can be inconsistent is sometimes you can get a lot of very small, short, and low paying orders. Now the minimum order you can make on Uber Eats is around $4. That's the minimum you can make for doing one trip, and that's just how much you get paid from Uber. That's not including any tips. Obviously, you could get tips on top. Sometimes you get no tips. Sometimes you get great tips. That's just how it is. Some days you'll get a whole bunch of tips, and some days you'll get no tips at all. So that's another thing that can affect the consistency of your pay. But that's just part of the job. Yeah, like I said, that can happen a lot. It could be a super busy day when you're getting just tons and tons of orders, but they're all just super short and super small orders, because the pay completely depends on how far the house is from the restaurant. That's the only thing that determines how much you're going to get paid for that trip. It doesn't matter how far you are from the restaurant when you get the order. You could be across the freaking town when you get the order and you have to drive all the way across town, but then the house could be across the street from the restaurant, and then you make like $4. So that can kind of suck sometimes. And then also, like I said, the tips can be a little inconsistent sometimes. But there are things you can do, best practices in order to maximize your tips. Those are in the videos down below, of course. But another thing that is a con about driving Uber Eats is that when you get an order, right? So an order pops up on your phone. It shows you the restaurant and how far the restaurant is, but it does not show you at all where the customer's house is at. So it doesn't show you the full trip. So you have no idea where you're going until you get the food, and then you hit pick up, and then you basically start the trip to the house, and then it shows you where you're going. So you have no idea where you're gonna go until you already pick up the food. So you could be crossing into another state if you're right on the border. Like I live in Vancouver, Washington. We're right across from Portland, and sometimes I'll get orders just in Vancouver, just regularly, and I'll end up close to the river that separates the cities, and sometimes I'll have to hop over to Portland, and sometimes you can get stuck out there depending if you want to stay online or not, if you want to keep taking orders. But it depends. You can drive wherever you want to drive, obviously, but sometimes that'll happen too. So you just don't know where you're gonna go. So what are some other cons of driving with Uber? Let me think. Maybe a little bit of wear and tear in your vehicle. That's one thing, but that's just, expected. You're driving your personal vehicle. As long as I think it's important to keep the maintenance costs as low as you can. If you can do any maintenance or repair on your own vehicle, I definitely encourage that. There's so much stuff you can figure out how to do nowadays, which is actually very easy. Just YouTube how to do this, how to do that. So keeping that low, keep your tires pumped up for sure. That'll maximize your fuel efficiency, and there's quite a few little things, but I won't get too far into that. What other cons of Uber Eats are there? There's not a ton of them I can think of, honestly, like other than the fact that it's sometimes inconsistent and sometimes tips are inconsistent. Sometimes you get short trips. I mean, other than that, there's not a ton, other than the fact, like I said, sometimes it's just a little too slow. But let's go ahead and get into the pros of Uber Eats, because there are a lot of pros. I always recommend people to drive Uber Eats. I always recommend people to try it out, whether it's full-time, part-time, 1 hour every Saturday, whatever you want to do. But let's get into the pros here. So Uber Eats is awesome. Delivery apps are all awesome. I have plenty more videos coming soon about other delivery apps, of course. But number one thing is the freedom. I can't tell you how much freedom you have as an Uber Eats driver, or just as a delivery driver in general. Because technically the legal structure, excuse the garbage truck up here, technically the structure of this arrangement is like, you're basically an independent contractor, and every delivery you do is like a contract, right? So you're basically an independent, you're not technically an employee. You don't have a boss. You don't have someone to answer to. You don't have meetings. You don't have all the regular things you have from a regular job. It's literally just you on your phone. You pull that thing out and you open up the app and you just hit go online and you just start making money. And that's it. You don't have to, like I said, there's no pressure. There's no quotas you have to hit. There's no hours you have to meet. There's no schedules. You don't have to work on your birthday or holidays or family's holidays. It's literally just you going on your phone whenever you want to, and you make money. So that's the coolest part about it. You have so much freedom. You can drive wherever you want to drive. You can start from your house. A lot of times I'm just chilling at my house and I start the day, go online, I just wait for an order. So there's just so much freedom to it. That's all. Like, it's if you are working a 9-to-5 job or something like that. I used to work a 9-to-5 job and I hated it so much. There's so many things I hated about working a 9-to-5 job, and when I switched to Uber and delivery apps, oh my gosh, I can't even explain to you. It's just so it's incredible. And I'm not saying like, I have a hard time with authority and listening to rules and stuff like that, but it's just so much less stress in my life, and I just enjoy every single day of my life so much more now, because I don't have to worry about so many things. So freedom is the number one thing. I can't stress that enough. Another thing too is being able to, and it's attached to freedom, is making your own schedule. Like I said, I mean, there's no specific schedule at all really with Uber Eats. It's just whenever you want to. So if you want to take 2 weeks off, you can take 2 weeks off. If you want to take a month off, you can take a month off. If you want to drive 60 hours a week, you can drive 60 hours a week. So it's like, whenever you need to make money, you can make money. And whenever you don't want to make money, you don't have to drive. So that's just it's just so much freedom, and that's the coolest part about it. Like, there's no job out there that you can just, I want to take 3 months off. It's like all you have to do is keep your insurance updated and your driver's license updated on the app, which means take pictures of it if it expires. That's it, and then you can just drive whenever you want to drive. So it's so easy. Let's see, other pros of driving Uber Eats. Pros of driving Uber Eats, there's so many of them. I can't tell you how many of them there are. Let's see, we talked about the freedom, talked about scheduling. I think another thing that I love about it is just being able to explore, because I grew up in Vancouver, Washington my entire life, and I never really knew the city that well at all. I was terrible at directions, terrible at finding my way around. And now I feel like I know the city like the back of my hand. I've been driving for over a year, like I said, just all over the place. Uber Eats takes you to so many new parts of your town that you never knew about. Like, there's so many cool places and cool restaurants and just different areas of town that are awesome, and you would have ever found these places ever. So that's just a big part of it that I like, is exploration. Like I said, whether it's restaurants, dropping it off at different apartments, dropping it off at different houses. If you're actually looking for a new apartment or new house, that's a great way to do it, because you can literally just explore and look around a bunch of places. So you're going to a bunch of places, seeing them with your own eyes and checking them out and stuff. So that's another cool part of it, is exploring. Another thing attached to the freedom is just the fact that I'm able to just drive around town in my car, just bumping music super loud, whatever I want to do. I have my little coffee here and my water there, and that's all I need, like, you know, bring snacks and stuff, and it's just freedom. I can just drive around just blasting music as loud as I want. I could be listening to audiobooks. I do that a lot when I'm driving, because that's like I'm gaining all this information and learning all these things while I'm making money. So I'm getting paid to listen to audiobooks and drive around. So audiobooks is huge. I've been able to read quite a few books just from driving Ubereats, just driving around, and that has been very, very valuable to me. And I think that has definitely been a huge pro of driving Ubereats. I mean, I could probably just go all day. Let's see what else. Freedom. Being able to make your schedule, just being able to do whatever you want while you're driving around. You can be driving around eating. You can just stop and get snacks wherever you want. Man, okay, I think the one I'll end it on is definitely being able to get paid every single day. Now, Uber Eats allows you to just go in the app, you go to earnings, and you hit cash out, and then bam, it goes straight to your account. You can do it, and you can do an instant transfer for I think 50-cent fee. They just take 50 cents every time, and then you can just cash out instantly. So you can get paid every single day. If you want, you can make 2 trips. You can make 1 trip and cash out if you need $5, like right away. I mean, you know, we've all been there. Sometimes you just need to make $10 really quick to throw some gas in the tank or something like that. But the cool thing is you can literally just drive and make that money right away. It goes into your Uber account right away, and then you hit cash out, and then bam, it's right there in your account. So that's it. It's just, it can be definitely life-saving sometimes, I'll tell you that. I mean, the most I've ever made in a day on Uber Eats was, I think, around $120, not including any tips, I would say, or any cash tips, because those don't, you know, I haven't measured those 100%. But, you know, you can make $100 in a day, and then bam, just cash it out, and that's in your bank account, you know, ready for you to access right away. So being able to get paid every single day can definitely be huge. That's why I do right now. What I do is basically Uber Eats and a Grubhub combo. So I do both of them. And the reason why I do Uber Eats a lot is because you can get paid the same day. Also, you know, sometimes there's a higher volume, like I said, with orders. But yeah, being able to get paid every single day is definitely a big deal, and it's worth it, paying 50 cents a day to get paid. If you think about it, throughout the week, 50 cents times 7, you pay $3.50 to get paid every single day. So $3.50 a week, and you can get paid every single day for whatever you earned and all those hours you just put in. You can get an instant return on them. So it's definitely cool. I strongly recommend Uber Eats to any of you guys out there. It's definitely a great way to make money. If you're interested in trying it out, like I said, it's in other videos down there as well, but I'll put my referral code down there. I think I'll put a link maybe as well. You can just sign up through that, and you can get started right away. So it's definitely, like I said, I recommend it to anybody, no matter if you have a full-time job or if you're trying to do it full-time, or if you want to try it out. I definitely recommend everybody at least try it out, because, you know, if you really like it, then it's definitely going to be a great option for you. Like I said, I've been doing it for over a year. I still do it even with other things going on. So it's definitely awesome. If you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I got plenty more videos. Like I said, I got quite a few on Uber Eats, other driving apps. I make all kinds of other videos based on personal growth, spirituality, lucid dreaming, a lot of other things as well. It's really just anything of value that I can share with you guys. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Don't forget to check out the description. Follow me on Instagram. Reach out to me with any questions you have, comments. I love connecting with you guys. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon as well. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments if you've ever driven Uber Eats. You know, what are some of your favorite pros and cons have definitely been for you personally. I'd love to hear about those as well. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Have an awesome day. Peace out.